Being wary of social occasions. We have worked out many ways of handling occasions when other people are drinking so that we may enjoy these occasions without drinking. Earlier in this book, it speaks about whether to keep liquor or other adult alcoholic beverages in the house when we decide to stop drinking. In that discussion, we acknowledge that we live in a society where most people drink, and we cannot realistically expect that fact to change. Throughout the rest of our lives, there will be drinking occasions. Chances are, every day we will see people drinking, see drinking places, see and hear dozens of advertisements urging us to drink. We cannot insulate ourselves against all such suggestions, and it is futile to believe that fact, nor do we have any need or wish to deprive other people of drinking. We have also found that we do not have to forego the pleasure of being with companions who drink. Although it makes sense to spend more time with non-drinkers than with drinkers when we first start staying sober. We have no wish to withdraw from the world forever just because so many people drink. Those who cannot eat fish or nuts or pork or strawberries, for instance, don't crawl into caves. So, why should we? Do we go into bars or into restaurants or clubs where liquor is served? Yes, after a few weeks or months, or, when you have a legitimate reason to be there. If we have time to kill while waiting for friends, we do not choose to spend it perched on a bar stool, swilling a Coca-Cola. But if a business or social event occurs in such a place, we attend and participate in all except the drinking part. For the first non-drinking months, it's probably a healthy idea to stay away from our old drinking buddies and haunts and to find reasonable excuses for skipping parties where drinking will be a major entertainment. It seems especially important to stay away from such affairs if we feel nervous about them. Oh Lord, what's going on here? I'm losing my camera. But sooner or later, there comes a time when a family or business obligation or friendship makes us feel compelled to go, or perhaps we just want to go. We have developed a number of ways to render such occasions easy for us to take, even though we abstain. Now, we are talking primarily about the big cocktail party, Christmas party, hello, it's Christmas Eve, or the fairly large, the dinners. If the host or hostess is an old friend, level with them. Sometimes it helps to tell them in advance, that we are not drinking right now. You don't have to tell them why. We don't ask for any special treatment. And you got to remember, oh God, I'm knocking stuff over. But it's assuring to know that there will be at least one person present who is completely sympathetic to our efforts, to get over a drinking problem. Sometimes we can take with us a more experienced non-drinker if you're nervous, if this is your first time out, or at least a companion who knows that we are abstaining and realizes how important it is to us. I'm so sorry. It's also beneficial before you go to talk with another recovered, whatever you want to call it, alcoholic, or with someone that is on your side, who is rooting for your health and fully understands the pressure that you will be under. And you will, just have it all prearranged. Another alcoholic would appreciate such a call very much. Believe me, believe us. We AA get a thrill from every such message, text, phone call, messages, whatever, however you get to us. So eat some snacks before you go to the party. Even if you know that food will be served later, just something nourishing in the stomach, as we've already said, takes the edge off of many of the trying situations. And you might carry along a small packet of your favorite mints or just something like Smarties. This is even more important when you're headed to a party at which there are likely to be some long, heavy drinking hours before the food appears. When you know that there will be a schedule, you may prefer to skip the first hours or so of the drinking and arrive only shortly before the dinner is served, which I totally love that idea, and many of us do that. Then, if there is going to be a long drunk evening after eating, we also, we have found that it's also easy to leave early. The very few who do notice our slipping away over time, we have discovered, hardly mind our departure at all, especially if they know what's going on. Plus they're too busy drinking or whatever. So upon arriving at a party, it is usually best to be straight for the bar and get a glass of, ginger ale, Topo Chico, water with lemon, whatever. No one knows whether it's alcoholic or not. And then we can walk about socializing if you feel like you've got to have something in your hand, without feeling conspicuous. This experience was quite revealing to many of us when, we first had it. We discovered to our surprise that, one, others people's drinking is not what we thought it actually was, and two, very, very few people observe or care whether or not we drink alcohol. Although we do or did, because that's what we did, because we want to know if they were drinking as much as we were. So, we have our friends and they are glad to see us, and our family, they're thankful that we're doing something about our drinking. Many of us used to say and believe that everybody drinks, and we could argue that we did not drink a lot more than the other drinkers that we knew. I don't know if that's true. To tell the truth, as our drinking went on over the years, many of us tended to associate less and less with non-drinkers. So, of course, it seemed to us that certainly everybody we saw drank. Now, sober, when we see everybody, it is a revelation to find that not all of them do drink, and that many of the others drink much less than we had thought that they did. Anticipating occasions like these, the newly sober alcoholic wonders what to answer if drinking friends and relatives say such things as, come have a drink. What are you drinking? Why can't you be an alcoholic? Why? You can't be an alcoholic. You don't drink. One just won't hurt, Why aren't you drinking? And on and on and on and on and on. And to our relief, we have found that these questions come up less often than we expected, and our answers seem to have much less importance than actually what we ever would have thought that they would have had. Our drinking creates less of a stir than we feared that it would. There is one exception. Once in a while, a really heavy drinker will get pretty pushy about our not drinking. Most of us come to believe that such an attitude is very suspicious. Civilized, polite people simply do not carry on that much about what other people choose to eat or drink, or eat or not drink, not eat or not drink, unless they have some hang up of their own, right? So we find it curious that anyone should try to get a person to drink who does not care to. And we especially wonder why anybody wants a person with a record of drinking-related problems to try to drink again. We don't need those people in our lives, first of all. We learn to steer clear of these people. If they do indeed have their own hang-up to contend with, we wish them well. But we do not defend our choices to them or anyone else. Hear that? We do not argue with them or try to change their minds. Again, our attitude is live and let live. But back to those questions asked politely and casually by well-meaning friends and relatives, and our answers to them. There are probably as many good ways to handle these situations as there are non-drinkers, and your own intelligence will lead you to the one that works best and is most comfortable for you. I personally, everybody knows, and if they don't, I let them know straight up I'm an alcoholic. However, the outlines that shows their very successful methods have emerged over the years of accumulated experience of Alcoholics Anonymous. The past has banked its wisdom, and it is foolish to draw on it. And I'm not promoting AA. I'm just telling you what is working for me and things that may help you guys. So anyway, yeah, I just never want to promote it. But if you could hear something that could help you, that's what I'm here for. So anyway, most good people appreciate your honesty, and they will encourage your efforts to be free of our addiction. Saying aloud to other people that we do not drink helps. It strengthens our determination to stay sober. And there may be a byproduct. Occasionally, we find that making such a statement encourages someone else present who also needs or wants not to drink. Therefore, many of us do not hesitate when it is appropriate, to say, I'm not drinking now. I'm not drinking today. I ain't drinking ever. Or this week. Or simply, no thanks. A straightforward, I don't care for any, often satisfies the questioner. I know if someone told me no, I wouldn't beg them. So, hopefully those are the kind of friends that you have. So anyway, we need to try to do it without lying in a way that other people can rapidly understand and accept. For instance, there are, old standbys like, for health reasons, if you're not comfortable enough opening up about it. I'm on a diet and, doctor's orders. Most of us at one time or another have been given or have read some advice by a physician. Oh, Lord, we aren't going to talk about mine. I've had my share, had all I can handle, found out it doesn't agree with me. That's a good one. While us people do not use among ourselves the expression on the wagon is something that most people certainly understand and respect, as long as we do not urge others to abstain. Although we certainly cannot recommend untruthfulness because of the way it makes us feel. Occasionally, some of us in desperation have resorted to the little white lie, one of those small fibs believed to be harmless and sometimes described as, a necessary lubrication for the smooth operation of society. When we fall back on manufactured, murmured excuses for not drinking, we try to reach for one that is not too far-fetched. I have a mysterious disease or I'm on some medication. If you're like me, you explain way too much. Hey, maybe people shut up. Maybe they'll ask more questions, or say I'm allergic to it. That's usually acceptable. Technically, alcoholism is a true allergy. So the experts now inform us of that. However, allergy is a pretty good figure of speech to describe our condition. If we ingest that stuff, regrettable consequences are certain to follow. When we do offer such a statement, it usually produces a desired response. That is, people accept the fact that we are not going to drink right now and stop questioning us about it. When we're asked what we'd like to drink, it seems courteous and sensible to ask for and promptly accept something non-alcoholic. Just say water. Whether or not it is our particular favorite. Anything's better than alcohol. Most of us take any sort of drink, fruit, vegetable, just some kind of non-toxic beverage that is easily available. And we can pretend to sip it if we weren't, if it tastes like shit, just pretend like you're drinking it. And that puts us more at ease and also relieves the hospitable host or hostess, who is a compulsive glass filler. I did always like those glass fillers. And seems genuinely comfortable if a guest is not swallowing. The formal seated banquet with an array of wine glasses is no particular problem. Simply turning a wine glass upside down is signal enough for a good waiter or wine steward, even in the wine-drinking countries of Europe. I never flip mine over. Some of us ask for seltzer or sparkling mineral water, Topo Chico. And when a toast is proposed, almost no one pays attention to us as long as we lift some kind of glass. With something in it. I just did that at my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary. Topo Chico. After all, it isn't the symbolic pledge of our friendship that makes a toast real. Not the presence of the drug in the glass, or is it the loving cup? No one is under any obligation to answer rude or personal questions. So, in the rare event that one is raised, we ignore it or finesse it or change the subject. Just don't cuss them out. If that happens to you, remember there are hundreds of thousands of us now recovering from alcoholism who are on your side and understand perfectly what you are undergoing and why you do it. Even if no one else seems to, I sure as hell do. Even if, we are not present. In our hearts, we are with you, and we can assure yourself, and you can assure yourself that you have very good wishes. Another kind of incident that has happened to some of us, it's not especially serious or dangerous, but maybe our telling about it will prevent your being upset if it comes up, in life. Once in a while, good-hearted, well-intentioned friends or family members inadvertently overdoes their concern about our recovery and the meaning of it, and they mean to help us, that's all, and it may embarrass us if we aren't poised enough to handle the situation. So anyway, I hope that through all of that, you have heard something that may can help you if you're going out this evening. I wanted to post this earlier, and I'm so sorry. Hopefully it'll help anybody out there struggling, and I hope you guys have a very, very blessed and Merry Christmas Eve. I love you guys. Stay safe and stay sober, and call an Uber if you feel the need to drive after you have been drinking, or if you feel like you need to drink, reach out to someone if you're struggling, especially if you're at a party or a get-together. I'll be in tonight. You can always email me at nomowinodaf@gmail.com. Take care, guys.